confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Well, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, Booze, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. How are you guys doing? Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please say what's up to me in the comment section. Say what's up to me in the chat. Hey, y'all in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, when you have a moment, please pause this video and follow the backup channel. It is called LexX. That's LEXEX. You can also find a link in the description below. Also, if you have any suggestions or any ideas for any new stories, feel free to share that to me to my Gmail. That is lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. Also, shout out to my Patreon family. I love y'all. Y'all are so dope. Y'all always show up and show out and show support. Shout out to my Discord family. The Discord chat is always so lit. If you're interested in joining and checking out exclusive content, please, you'll find the Patreon link in the description below. Lastly, y'all, before we get to it, please follow me on Facebook and TikTok. I'm trying to get better about using different social media platforms to connect with you guys. I know everybody doesn't use YouTube. A lot of you guys love Facebook. A lot of you guys really enjoy TikTok. I do too. I be on there way too often. So please, once you have a moment, take a second and follow me on the other social media platforms. That's at Lexus Exodus on all other platforms. So today we're going to start off with an Ask Lex letter. Today's letter is from Loyal Suppy K. So K writes, Dear Lexus, hi, I'm a dark-skinned Black woman from an African country, South Africa. And because of my complexion and my social anxiety, I was always made fun of and never considered romantically by Black men for all of primary and high school. I remember very vividly when a group of Black boys played a joke on me where one asked me out, but wasn't serious just to see how I'd react. The humiliation stays with me, even though I know I'm being dramatic. You're not being dramatic. Stuff like that, it really scars you and warps how you see yourself. She says, anyway, I had a bit of a glow up after high school, and I met a guy slightly older than me. He's 25 and has a bachelor's degree in linguistics. But the I'm getting tongue-tied. But the job market's very tough here and he can't find work and told me he isn't planning on either. I've suggested jobs for him to apply to, but he shoots all of them down. He's living with his parents right now as he figures himself out. I'm very scared that when I get out of university, he'll just be living off of me, but I really like him and he's the first guy I feel like understands me. I just feel like our relationship is already uneven. I pay for dates and transportation with my job, even though I'm in school. And it's only going to become more so once I graduate. What should I do? I'm 19 doing an economics degree, if that helps you with context. Okay. Okay, sis. All right. So you said you're 19 and you're dating a man who's 6 years older and he has an education, but he's unemployed because the job market is tough. He's living with his parents and you have to pay for dates. You have to pay for transportation. You think that you're dating a Dusty and you're asking, what should you do? Okay, baby girl. I love you so much. I love you so much. And I don't want you to be too hard on yourself because you're a baby. You're only 19. You're extremely young and you're going to make mistakes. Oh, you're only a teenager, so you're fresh out of high school. You're a baby. You were just a senior in high school not too long ago, and you were surrounded by boys who all had nothing because you all were kids. So I'm not surprised that you're making mistakes like this and are unsure. Because you're still new to dating, you're still trying to figure out what you like and what you dislike, and you're not sure what expectations to establish. So I want to be very direct and very clear and will not mince words here. To answer your question, yes, you are dating a dusty baby girl. Okay. So this man is 6 years your senior, meaning he had 6 damn years of more life experience than you. You have a job, babe, and you're only 19. Okay. So at the age of 24, most people graduate with their bachelor's at the age of 22. So he's had several years, plenty of time to find a job and to become settled. And here's my thing, if he can't find a job with his degree, tough nuts. That's what he gets for choosing a shitty degree like linguistics. What he needs to do is to find a job mopping floors, flipping burgers. I don't give a damn what he does in the meantime, so he's making money until he can get something aligned with his education. So I'll give you a quick story about me. I moved out at the age of 18. I purchased my own car at 18 with my own money. I graduated with my first degree at the age of 22. And guess what I did when I couldn't find a job in my field? Okay. I took a job that paid the bills until I could find one more aligned with my long term goals. Okay. And at times I had several jobs to hold down the fort. So if I'm able to do that as a woman, if you're able to do that as a woman at the age of 19, shouldn't he be able to do that so much more so because he's a man? You know, think about it. How come you have money to pay for dates and you're only 19? He's 6 years older than you. The fact that this man at that age is comfortable not working for this long, living off his parents and leeching off of you, letting you pay when you guys go out and for transportation, that's a damn shame. And I'm sorry, he's only 5 years older than you. I can't do math. Same difference though. This man has had plenty of time to be able to find something to have spending money and to have expendable income to take you out. And I'm going to tell you a rule to live by. Okay, sis. Don't you ever, ever touch your wallet when a man is in your presence. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Don't ever touch your wallet when a man is in your presence and is courting you. And I don't give a F if it's for a piece of bubble gum. Don't you ever, 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 ever pay for anything when a man is expressing interest in you and he's trying to court you. And you definitely, certainly don't ever take no man out on no damn dates. And quite frankly, if he can't afford to take you out, he can't afford to have a girlfriend right now. Okay. And I'm not just talking about financially. I'm talking about just personally, the personal time that he has available, any spare leisure time that this boy has, he needs to utilize that time to fill out job applications and to be trying to network and to be trying to figure out how to get a damn job to better himself. Okay. And, it would be different if he said, yeah, I live with my parents and I'm working a few jobs right now. I'm just staying with them to save money until I can, stack up enough to move out. Even then, a man like that doesn't have time for dating. He needs to focus on, getting a place to stay and getting transportation. But he's not even doing that. Okay. He's not even doing that. He's content living with his parents, unemployed and being broke because he has enablers that he's surrounded by, including you, that are okay with that and that let that shit fly. This man is a bum. Okay, so I want you to think about this when you're dating. Men have two jobs: to protect and to provide. Okay, and if at any point he fails to do either of those things, kick his ass to the curb. Okay, right now he should be courting you, he should be trying to impress you. Any man that feels comfortable being taken out on dates by a woman is a little bit. He is a bum. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what will happen if you continue dating him. These types of men do nothing but leech off their mama's tit. Then when their mom get tired of it and kick them out, they latch on to you. Okay. So I'd encourage you to run the other way because he's taking advantage of you, sis. And he's only doing this because you're allowing it. Okay. So those are my thoughts, honey. I think honestly what's happening is a few things. I think that you're just still very young. It doesn't sound like you have much dating experience, so you don't know what to expect. But also I do think that there's some complexes here. You talk about your skin tone and how you were denigrated for it. Since that there may be some insecurities there, I will focus on that and then focus on feeling confident enough to assert yourself. That way you establish standards, and that way you're not accepting, just any old thing. You should never, ever be entertaining anyone who can't even afford to take you out for a 444. Okay, so those are my thoughts, sis. And chime in below, guys. Those of you who are watching, please let me know if you have any additional thoughts or any feedback or advice for our good sis. If you do, please chime in the comment section or the chat below. So, this is another installment of my series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, I want to talk about the ride or die. So, shout out to loyal patron FDN who shared most of these stories with me for tonight's show. The profile of your ride or die, you'll find her in holding cells. You'll find her locked up behind bars. In really extreme circumstances, you'll even find her 6 feet under. Okay. So your ride or die is one of the most problematic people in Blackistan. She's worse than the social justice warrior. She's arguably worse than the mammy. And this is because she doesn't just cape and make excuses for these dusties. She actually takes it as far as to fall on the sword for these fools and sacrifices her own life for these knickknacks as well. Okay. So she is a woman who has been indoctrinated to believe that love should be long suffering. It should be this difficult, traumatic, painful experience. She's a ride or die, meaning not only will she stay beside him throughout the cheating, throughout the STDs and side babies, she'll also sacrifice her own well-being for his. Okay. And I've seen this in my personal life, relatives who do this. She might be a mule and transport drugs for him. She'll be a co-conspirator and will hide the gun he just used to harm someone else. She'll be an accessory for him and will get rid of the evidence for any of the bullshit she's out in the streets doing. I've even seen these women oftentimes take charges for these fools with her stupid ass. Okay. And in extreme circumstances, I've seen these women even lose their lives over these dusties. So the ride or die is just a dumb broad who sacrifices her well-being and her livelihood all over a dusty. Okay. So notable ride or dies, I think of Tiny, who took a drug charge way back when for TI. And also I think of Lil Kim. And this was about a decade ago. It took me a while to recollect this, where she was locked up for refusing to snitch on her dusty friend after they were involved in a shootout. So she went to prison for years for this, over being a ride or die. Also, I think of Yaya, so Money Mayweather's dusty ass daughter, who is currently facing felony charges for stabbing the side chick. Okay, so I want to get into this initial video where these dusties define what being a ride or die is and what they consider that. So let's watch this, and then I want to talk through.
Definition of a ride or die is somebody that has been down with you, and not only have they been down with you, but they have pushed you towards greatness. See, I think that's where a lot of people get it confused at, because you just being down with me, it's not enough. I see a lot of times like boys be in the streets, they be selling dope, whatever, and just because the girl is there with him and she's sticking it out with him, going to jail with him, and holding everything down while you get home, don't mean she a ride or die. What makes you a ride or die is you trying to push that man towards something better. It's not just staying in the streets. You trying to push him to college. You trying to, show him legal ways so he can flip his money. Different things like that. That's a ride or die.
You're trying to push me to greatness, not keep me stagnant in the same place.
Bingo.
You hear that? Do you hear that bullcrap? So it's not enough to be in the streets with him and sell drugs for him and go to jail for him. You also got to be the nigga's mama and raise his ass too. So he's talking about you need to encourage him to go to college and teach him to do better. It's like, well, sir, that's what I personally do for my 9-year-old. But he's 9. He's in the 4th grade. I wish I would do that for a grown-ass, big-ass man. Child, okay, so thankfully there was some balance here, and there was a smart sister on the panel who told the truth about the ride or die and how problematic this is. So I want to fast forward a bit and look at what she has to say about this.
Okay? Why the fuck do I have to build a nigga?
Why you think you gotta build a nigga? It's not building a nigga, it's helping a nigga grow. You know what I'm saying? You get to thinking see, that's the problem. Women get to thinking so selfishly. You know what I'm saying?
Selfishly.
It's like when you get into a situation, it's not all about you. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
it's
You gotta
not
think
all
about that
about
man's
you.
feelings
Why
too.
the fuck do I have to build you up like mother builder bear to make you into the man that I need you to be for me for another to enjoy all my hard
See,
spoils?
there you go. I just said,
you
you
need
think
me to
about
financially help you? Why can't you come together with your
Why can't
motherfucking
you-
credit
see,
already together?
you-
You don't want to no badass credit, so why the fuck you gotta have badass credit?
Being a ride or die, like, let me rewind a lot.
There's more, so I want to skip ahead to her next segment. So let's see. Okay.
Gotta build the nigga up to be the man that I want him to be.
Do you
That's
wanna
not
build-
wait, pause. Let me finish. Why can't you build him up to be the man that he needs to be? Like, why I gotta be the man that you want him to be? Like, why he can't be the man that he needs to be for himself? That's why I say you gotta look at his journey and help him be the best he can be, not be the best he want him to be.
Okay,
like, you know what I'm
why
saying?
can't I compliment you along your journey and help you where you need to be at the field? And why do I gotta feel the void that your mom and your daddy did instill in you, or that you didn't take the journey by yourself to build yourself as a man and be ready to get into a full-term relationship with me?
Because
why
maybe
do I
that's what I
have to
need.
fucking put the fuck together for
Okay,
you?
how about this? Why is that a problem? If that's what you want to be with, if that's your man, why is that a problem on helping your man on any level?
Because too many women have invested into niggas. Why man is trained them mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and they need to give them 50% of what they put into that nigga. And while you out this girl and having this baby with this girl, you running on my goddamn credit cards, you draining my motherfucking bank account, you breaking my heart, stepping on that telling me, get over it, I still came home to you. Oh, thanks, nigga. And thanks for not giving me chlamydia the last time you caught it, bitch. Like, no, nigga. I'm not going to keep putting up that. And then for 10 years later down the road, when you get ready to go do a bid in the pen, you want a goddamn pen pal, so now I get a ring. Wow, I'm the big winner here. CDD. Come on down.
You don't know what
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Because that's what he don't want you like that.
How about he said, I do want you to be my wife.
And your dumb ass gonna listen to him. You gotta have intelligence in sense. Like, you gotta know, like, intelligence in sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why can't you just be a good, decent, wholesome man and not be a user? Why don't you say, you know what? I like with you, but I don't want to.
Why can't you understand the difference between that type of guy and the real type of guy that you should be with?
Why be all your life? I'm sorry your mother didn't raise you properly and your daddy wasn't there and he didn't teach you how to be a man. So now you just drain as you go along the way, just hoping that one of them stick like a stamp.
Real ride or die is not waiting.
Oh my Lord. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. Thank you for being the sober voice of reason for these dusties. She is telling the truth. She is spitting nothing but facts. She is saying a mother effing word. Here's my problem, though, with women like her. So she's the same as a lot of these content creators who will tell the truth about these fools. These women will admittedly and openly discuss how these men are collectively unaccomplished, how they're collectively uneducated, how they don't have resources or assets. They don't know how to build. They have bad credit. Not only do they ask you, what do you bring to the table? They expect you to build the damn table and bring something to it as well. They expect for you to build them up like children. So although these women acknowledge that, and they say that all this is true about these dusties, they'll still continue to date these fools. So although I do believe she's speaking the truth about how women need to refuse to ride or die, she likely, very likely, still dates and partners with these men. In any event, though, she is accurate. She is very on point with depicting why being a ride or die is so problematic. So these ride or dies will co-sign for a car for the Dusty to use to cheat on her, will move him into her house, offer him to have a place to F the next chick. She'll hide his guns and drugs. Next thing you know, she done caught a few charges and he out here free living his best life. Okay, so we do not ride or die. We don't ride or die. Okay, I want to get into this next clip of a ride or die talking about how she allows her man to cheat.
Do you know how many times my man done walked in the house and I knew what he just got through doing, but I never said a thing and kept my demeanor the same? I'm a bad, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Let that man cheat in peace. Because as long as you doing what a woman's supposed to do at home, God gonna deal with him. You just stay in your lane so y'all won't crash. Now let that sizzle in your spirit, honey.
Girl, bye. Girl, bye. So, but this is how the ride or dies think. Just dumb as hell. Dumb as all get out. Any rational person would say, this fool is cheating. He don't like to keep his peen in his pants. I would probably just be better off single. Here, this ride or die, she illustrates how her mindset and mentality is, I'm going to still hold the fool down regardless. And I'm going to just let God deal with them. Child, I can't. Okay, so I want to get into this next clip about a Dusty who details his struggle love relationship with his ride or die. And shout out to Kauai, Loyal Subby, who shared this with me in the Discord. And actually, this isn't a clip. This is just a post that has gone viral. so okay. So this Dusty dude posts what I believe is from Facebook. Oh, no, it's from Twitter. He says, it's hard to replace your soulmate, though. I cheated on my wife twice and accidentally killed her cat. She got pregnant by her marriage counselor, kept the baby, and sliced my throat open in a fight. All that, and we're still together. Y'all can say it's struggle love, but we took a vow. Okay. And just in case y'all thought he was capping, because y'all know some of these fools be trolling to go viral, he actually posts photos of his throat and of his battle wounds. This lady responds and says, I'm taking the throat injury as a metaphor. He says, no, I mean literally. And he shares a picture of his throat and says, this is 8 months after the slice. Yo. Oh my gosh, the mammies be going through it. Y'all ride or dies be going through it. So this fool done cheated on his wife and killed her cat, y'all. And in retaliation, instead of leaving, she got pregnant by their counselor and cut his neck, child. And they still living together miserably ever after. This is your ride or die, though. This is your ride or die, like a damn Tyler Perry movie. I remember watching Acrimony and thinking, this woman done bought this man a car. He used that same car to cheat with the side chick. She wrecks her car as a result and ends up barren and can't have children because of her injuries. But she was still supposed to ride or die, though. And she did that for a bit in the movie, for a long time. She held him down and muled and worked, even while he was unemployed for years. And then finally, when she decided that she had had enough, he ended up coming up and got $1 million. Okay. So the moral of the story, according to Tyler Perry, is she should have wrote it out. She should have just waited longer and been more patient. She had already wasted decades of her life, lost her capability to have children for him, but she should have been a ride or die longer and should have been a strong Black woman that uplifts her king. Because what ended up happening, because she left prematurely, because waiting decades wasn't long enough. Now he rich. And now he done moved on to the next chick. Child, I can't. Don't be doing this bullcrap, y'all.
Exes, excedes. Shout out to my exes.
Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at least. Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by Dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
Okay, so let's get into this next problematic clip of a ride or die robbing a gas station with her Dusty. This is really bizarre. Let's watch this though. Here she is putting money in her purse while he guns down the cashier. She's breaking open the cash register.
Hurry up. Hurry up. Hold on. Hurry up. Hurry up. Open the register. Hurry up, girl.
She said, hurry up, fool. Oh my God. I guess she's a chula. Isn't that what they call? Because this is in Compton. A chola, I think is what they call. But this is a mess, y'all. Maria's down bad, y'all. The preferences are out here bad. It's like, I wish I would date outside my race and leave the group of men who collectively are protectors and providers, who have globally dominated the world, who establish economy and infrastructure, just to be out here committing armed robbery with Tyrone. Y'all, I can't. Okay, so let's get into this next story, this post that went viral about Henry Riggs. And I'm sure you probably heard about this. This is a news story that has been in the headlines lately about a football player who was drunk driving and got into a deadly car wreck that has taken a woman's life tragically. Okay, so let's look at this next post, because this guy on Facebook denigrates his girlfriend, the football player's girlfriend, and talks about how she should have been a ride or die. So, and I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can read this. So this dude on Facebook, and this is why I don't got a Facebook, because Facebook is the damn ghetto. But he says, so Henry Ruggs girlfriend was in the car with him and didn't take the charge for him. That's crazy. So basically, she just want to spend a nigga money, have a baby by him so she could be straight for life. So she thought. She damn sure ain't catch no passes or get tackled. I'm sorry, I'm translating niggalese. She was supposed to take the charge to save her own family and their well-being while he continued his career. Crazy woman. She let her nigga go out bad. Let's just have a moment of silence for this dusty stupidity. Dusties are so damn dumb. And thankfully, this dude got dragged in the comments. So let's look at some of the responses. So this guy says, so what she gonna say? She was driving from the passenger seat. Another woman said, bitch, so she's supposed to abandon her seat for a man who gonna turn around and be effing on another woman as soon as they throw away the key on her ass? I think the F not. Thank you, sis. A Dusty even chimes in and says, bro is a clown for this take. Yes, he thought he did something. He thought he ate. This lady says that nigga shouldn't have been driving reckless, and that's that. No one would have caught a case had he quit being dumb. So I'm very surprised at these people's responses because this is what these fools expect. This is what they expect. This is what they mean when they say they want a ride or die chick. So they expect for you to live reckless, break the law, sell drugs for them. In this case, you're supposed to take a M-wording charge, a reckless vehicular homicide charge for this fool. They expect for you to jump in the line of fire when it's time for him to experience the consequences for his F-ups. Like, are Dusties really this dumb? Are y'all stupid? His black ass should have taken an Uber. Because I'm not taking no vehicular homicide charge for nobody, child. Y'all, I can't. Okay, so I want to get into this next story about a ride or die who is in jail for attempted M-wording charges because she shot her boyfriend's baby mama in the face for him. Here's a story, y'all. Okay. So it says that a criminal complaint was filed after Stephen Price and Sierra Williams attempted first-degree intentional homicide for shooting a woman who is the mother of his child. Okay, it says that the shooting happened after the woman said Price had threatened to kill her and her grandmother. According to the complaint, the woman told police that she had been arguing with Price. Williams had been trying to fight her for a while. The woman said she was driving Tuesday, and as she passed Price's car, she noticed Price and Williams getting out of the car holding guns. Price tried to open one of the doors of the woman's car, she said, but it was locked. She said Williams then started shooting at her through the windows. Child. The woman said she was able to continue driving away, and she kept hearing gunshots as she did. I cannot. And it says the woman said on Monday she had gotten into a huge fight with Price over the phone. She was angry because he was not paying child support for their son. The Dusty baby daddy told her he was going to kill her and shoot her at her grandmother's house. Child, I cannot. And it says when she saw Price on the street, she told police. Dusty baby daddy yelled at her and said that he was going to have his girlfriend beat her up. And in response, this woman ended up shooting the poor girl. Child, I can't. So here is the actual victim. And her caption says, to my baby daddy and the bitch that shot me in the face. And you know you down bad for that. Oh, yeah, I'm on your ass for that. Oh, yeah, I ain't throwing no jams in space. Oh, Lord, there's more.
I remember when I lost my.
Oh, Lord. So she posts a news story. This is her in the hospital. And she also started a GoFundMe. And this is her with the Dusties. baby. It's a beautiful baby. I'm so sorry she had it with her damn Dusty. That baby is her twin. He looks exactly like her, thank the Lord. Oh my gosh. So now this woman who has shot her is being charged with attempted M-wording. All because she wanted to be a ride or die for a deadbeat ass nigga who don't take care of his kids. Because he ain't want to pay child support. He didn't want to pay $7 a month in child support, child. Okay, let's get into this next clip of a ride or die that went viral a while back after being on this show called Black Love, where the ride or die talks about how she held her Dusty down even after a very tumultuous, traumatizing situation with his side chick. So let's watch this.
It's been about 14 years, 15 years since we started to get on track, but even though we were on track that far back, we still weren't healed.
Yeah, there was still
from our past brokenness that we caused in our marriage. So that took time to really recognize and address, because we were notorious for running or burying it under the rug.
There was a big infidelity in New York that took me 10 years to heal from.
10 years.
10 years.
And we were going through the motions, because with that infidelity, you don't want to wish it on your worst enemy. We had to experience through that. I was held at gunpoint with my own gun and watched the mistresses I was living with at that time in front of me, which she had to bear that burden too.
Yeah.
We lost our home to arson.
Our home was burned down.
Then an innocent person was rushing to the fire of our house burning down because of our mess.
It was hard to get through. And we had some counseling, and we thought that we were okay when we left New York. Yeah. We thought we were okay because the counseling was intense. Mm-hmm. And then we moved out here and,
swept it under the rug.
Swept it under the rug.
Child, I can't. So, okay. So Dusty's cracked me up talking about brokenness, the brokenness we caused. He's talking about this happened due to the infidelity. That's the phrase that he used, the infidelity. It's like, no, Dusty, own your ish. Demonstrate some level of accountability. You didn't know how to keep your pen in your pants. So what happened is he was cheating with the side chick, was living with her, and that resulted in their house being burnt down and multiple people losing their lives, including the mistress. Child, she stayed. Oh, Lord. This is your ride or die, y'all. This is why I be telling y'all, this is black love. I don't want it. I don't want it, child. Lord Jesus. I can't. Okay, so let's get into these next few stories that FDN shared with me. This one is a ride or die, an inmate who actually got 5 ride or dies pregnant that were prison guards. And here's the crazy part. All of these women helped him by smuggling contraband inside the prison where they worked. And now they're pregnant and paying the price, y'all. They all got pregnant by him by the same damn time and got caught smuggling ish inside the prison. So let's watch this and then we will talk through. Just Dusty, y'all. I can't.
Normally, sending someone to prison is a punishment meant to actually punish the inmate and force them to change their ways. But for numerous inmates in the Maryland State Prison, it's business as usual. Here is a story you are not likely to forget. 25 people have now been indicted for money laundering and drug trafficking. It was a scheme that took place from behind bars. So that issue is concerning enough. But here's where things get interesting. 13 of the people being indicted are female corrections officers. You know, the ones running the jail. The guards allegedly helped leaders of the Black Gorilla family run their criminal enterprise in jail by smuggling cell phones, prescription pills, and other contraband in their underwear, shoes, and hair. So they are actually helping the people they are locking up for breaking the law. Are you astonished yet? Well, if that wasn't enough and this story wasn't convoluted enough, get this. 4 of those corrections officers became pregnant by one inmate in particular, one of them with 2 of his kids, while he was serving time behind bars. Another 2 got the inmate's name actually tattooed on their bodies. One of them got the tattoo on her neck and the other one got it on her wrist. And yet, despite these outwardly signs of the problem, it took quite some time to actually get this indictment. Now, this is the man responsible for this kind of havoc. Trayvon White is the alleged leader of the Black Gorilla family. He preyed on women with low self-esteem and paid them using prepaid debit cards, even letting them borrow his own cars. Now, this all happened under the watch of Governor Martin O'Malley, who, by the way, has stated his intentions to run for president in 2016.
Child, I cannot. Oh, Lord.
While he was serving time behind bars.
Let's do a freeze frame on this Dusty's face so we can examine the handsome dude that swept all of these women off their feet and who was so charming that he convinced them to risk their livelihoods and their jobs and their freedom and their wombs engaging in this bull crap. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. So this man was locked up. He didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So he's over there making 2 cents an hour behind bars. You know how they make the inmates make license plates and ish for the state, and they be cleaning the highways and ish for 2 cents an hour. But not one, but 4 prison guards thought it was a good idea to not only illegally circulate contraband for him and to sneak in cell phones and cigarettes and ish inside the prison. 4 of these women got pregnant by him. And this is what I mean. These women will give up every damn thing being a ride or die. They'll give up their livelihood, their jobs, their freedom, y'all. I told y'all. Because these are felony charges when you smuggling stuff inside prison. Again, they're giving up their wombs for these fools. They willing to give birth behind bars, y'all. All for these Dusties. Child, let's get into this last story of another ride or die who got in trouble for smuggling drugs inside the prison she worked for as a nurse. So let's watch this and then we will talk through.
A nurse at the 4th Avenue jail ends up behind bars herself. NCSO exposing an affair with an inmate who has a violent criminal history.
And it begs the question, what would drive a person to break the law in this way? ABC 15's Nolani Graff is digging into this story for some new insight for us tonight. No, hey?
So, most of us think of someone in jail, we picture the bars, clear line, right? For someone to cross that line, psychiatrists tell me it takes a mix of 2 kinds of people, the easy emotional target and the manipulator.
Nursing scrubs traded in for jailhouse stripes.
Giving contraband to a prisoner, it is a class 2 felony.
The sheriff's office says while working as a nurse in the 4th Avenue jail, LaTanya Hickbottom met Ramon Cummings and a seedy affair unfolded.
The inmate that she had a romance with at least had naked photos of the nurse.
Deputies found them searching Cummings' cell. Hickbottom had been passing the pics through another inmate when he'd come for medical help. Deputies also started eavesdropping on Cummings' calls. On the other end, Hickbottom.
She gave those photos to a cellmate or a pod mate, somebody that was also in that housing when he was in medical getting treatment. Then he took those photos back to the inmate.
You have to wonder, what was she thinking? Who would fall for a convict?
That vulnerability overrides and clouds the ability to see the right and wrong.
Psychiatrist Dr. Michael Yazinski says you can't rationalize it. With a rap sheet of sex assault, gang activity, once accused of murder, Cummings fits a profile that fits right into this too.
It always requires someone with the ability to manipulate as well as to see the vulnerability in somebody else.
Cummings did get his way. She funded his commissary account, agreed to smuggle in drugs, and that's where Dr. Yazinski says it can get dangerous. They not only cross the line, they can lose sight of it altogether.
Typically, it comes to them getting caught. It's very rare that they would stop on their own.
Detectives did search Hickbottom for drugs. She was clean. Today, a judge released her. She's back in court in 2 weeks. Stephen Stephanie.
No, hey, thank you.
Lord Jesus. Okay, so this is your ride or die, y'all. It's like, are y'all okay, Black women? Are y'all okay? Because they said she done traded in her nursing scrubs for black and white stripes for an inmate jumpsuit, y'all. She was a damn nurse, y'all. So this lady done went through all of that schooling and put in all those blood, sweat, and tears All that hard work to become a nurse, which is a very respectable profession, and you make a respectable living, just to be a ride or die and throw it all away for a loser locked up in prison. It's so hard for me to wrap my brain around this, y'all. I'm so stumped by this. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, what is the appeal here? These fools have nothing, literally nothing. They not just broke and don't have money. They don't even have their freedom. They can't even see the light of day when they choose to. And the news clip talks about how the fool had sexual assault charges and N-wording charges, y'all. And this lady decided it was a good idea to start a relationship and to be a ride or die with him behind bars and smuggling contraband for him. I can't, y'all. But this is your ride or die. This is your ride or die. They like to take on these projects and they like to build a nigga. You know, so he can be broken. He can lack resources, have bad credit. He could lack a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out of. He could be a straight up dusty. He couldn't even be in prison for N-wording charges. And they gonna ride it out. We just saw the one lady, Becky, out here freaking robbing a damn gas station for her dusty. Y'all, don't be a ride or die. I'm not riding or dying. All right. That's all I got. Until next time. See you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.